Hello everybody and welcome to my latest video, 10 best-selling games consoles of all time. That's right, I'm going to go through 10 all the way down to 1 of the best-selling games consoles of all time. First off, a couple of things though. I've not included any handheld consoles. So no Game Boys, no DS's. The only one that kind of does get included is the Nintendo Switch, because I class that as a console on its own. So PSP doesn't appear in here. The original Game Boy actually ranks quite high, but I've not included it as a games console. So I'm going to start off with some honourable mentions. So first up we have the Nintendo 64. This console came out in 1996 and sold 32.9 million units, but it doesn't make our top 10 unfortunately. Another honourable mention is the Atari 2600. Released in 1977, this sold 30 million units, but sadly doesn't make our top 10. And the Sega console, it gets an honourable mention. The best selling is the Mega Drive. This is the Mega Drive 2, there was a Mega Drive 1. They brought 2 variants out. This is Sega's best ever selling games console, selling 30.7 million units. So right, that's 5 right in then to the 10 best selling games consoles of all time. There is one company that dominates this list completely, but you'll see that as we go along. So we'll fire right into it. And number 10 is Nintendo's lovable retro console, the Super Nintendo there. The Super Nintendo is one, but not the best-selling Nintendo console of all time, selling a massive 49 million units worldwide. So that's the Super Nintendo at number 10. Number 9 is a console I no longer own, but I have some games from it. It is the Xbox One. Released in 2013, selling a whopping 51 million units. This is the Xbox One, and it is number 9 on the best-selling games consoles of all time. Number 8 is another console I do not own, but I do have a very famous game from it. It's the NES, or Nintendo Entertainment System. Released in 1983, the Nintendo Entertainment System sold 61.9 million units. Next up is number 7, is Xbox's most famous and best-selling console. It is the Xbox 360. Several variants, including the original white that had issues with the red ring of death. This is my one. I like the slim. This is released in 2005 originally, and they sold 84 million units. Next up is another console I do not own, and it is the Nintendo Switch. Obviously still selling really strong. Only released in 2007. They have currently sold 84.5 million units. That's the Nintendo Switch at number 6. Next up is Sony's lowest ranking console. That's it. Sony dominates the top 5. And this is the PlayStation 3. This is the fat version, the original one. They brought out about 3 or 4 different reincarnations of the size, plus several different memory units. This is number 5, released in 2006. They have sold 87 million units. If you think back to the days of the Atari with around 30, the Mega Drive was around 30, the N64. This has nearly beat all 3 of them, and this is the worst selling console from PlayStation. So next up, one of my favourites, number 4, is the Wii. The best selling games console from Nintendo. They have sold absolutely millions of these. In fact, they have sold 101 million Wiis. There is a smaller version, like a mini version, but this is the one that I use. Plays GameCube and stuff. You can put GameCube controllers in there. This was released in 2006 and is number 4 on the list. The top 3 then. The top 3 best-selling games consoles of all time. I can give you a guess what they are. But number 3 comes in the original PlayStation, released in 1996. The PlayStation itself, released in 1994, beg your pardon. sold 102 million units and started the world domination of Sony, and the video games industry would never be the same again. Originally a planned design with Nintendo to release this, they broke away. Nintendo decided not to go with them, and they decided to make their own console. The Sony PlayStation comes at number 3 at 102 million units. Number 2 on the list, probably my favourite modern console at the time. Like I said, I don't have an Xbox One. I had one and I sold it. But this is the PlayStation 4, the second best selling games console of all time. This is released originally in 2013 and they're still selling today. I think these numbers will go up. I don't think it'll ever beat number 1. But obviously with the rarity and scarcity of the PlayStation 5, I think they'll continue to sell this console. So I expect it to go up and up, but I don't think it'll ever reach the number 1 spot. Like I said, released in 2013, they have sold 115 million units. That's right, 115 million units. This is a slim. Again, with all PlayStations, they bring out a couple of variations. Same with the PS1. There was a PS1, the smaller one. But this is number 2, the PlayStation 4, 115 million units. And number 1, the best-selling games console of all time, is the daddy itself, the one and only PlayStation 2. Again, various different ports. There was a slim version, but this is the original one. Back in 2000, the PlayStation 2 revolutionized game playing, online features, and it just really took it to the next level. Yeah, like I say, in 2000, it was released. It sold a whopping 155 million units, making it by far the best-selling games console of all time. So thank you very much for watching. What did you think of my top 10 best-selling games consoles of all time? I even included a few of my favourites as well in the honourable mentions. I love the N64 and the Mega Drive are probably 2 of my favourite retro games consoles. So thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.